Welcome, everyone, to the Win Now podcast, hosted by Deborah Byrd, founder and CEO of Plug and Play SM.
I am so excited for today's show, so let's go.
And then myself, Todd Bookspan, founder of Win by Noon. We're going to do theme weeks within our podcast, such things as sales, productivity, AI, social media.
So it made me think, just with success and winning now, are you willing to be patient for long enough and do the right activities that could still maybe win a game, but to win a Super Bowl?
You sleep in an eye mask? It's like, I stayed at my mom's house recently and they sleep in the den. Basically, there's no doors. And so there's that great outdoors out there and it's bright. Like there's no way I could sleep if I didn't have an eye mask.
My most expensive purchase, I would say, would be car insurance. You know why? Because my daughter just got in her second accident.
Welcome to another episode of the Win Now podcast. I am your host, Todd Bookspan, founder of Win by Noon.
And I am your co-host. Am I the host?
We're
number
both
two?
the hostesses with the mostesses.
Deborah Byrd, founder of Plug and Play SM.
All right. So as we started off 2026, we decided we were going to mix it up a little bit. We were going to do kind of like you do theme days in sales. We were going to do theme weeks within our podcast, such things as sales, productivity, AI, social media. And we decided we were going to have one that we couldn't come up with a better word, but it's a hat tip to one of my favorite podcasters, Tim Ferriss, and we're going to steal his and call it the random show, right?
Yes, because how can you compete with that? If you guys have any suggestions, put it in the comments. If you're watching this via YouTube, we would love to know what would be another name that Todd and Deb could use if we were going to title this segment like the random show, where we just talk about whatever randomly comes to our minds. What would be a more clever title that you would give? Let us know.
Yeah, probably we could have used some chat or something like that to come up with, hey, what's an alternative? I feel like that's what do they call it? A synonym?
Yes.
But ultimately, I just love it. It was what happens in the random show on Tim Ferriss. It's him and his friend Kevin Rose. Oftentimes, they may be drinking alcohol while they're doing it. And that was how they first launched the Tim Ferriss show. Apparently, was drinking a lot of sake in Japan. And definitely some of them, you can tell they've been drinking while they're doing it. And Kevin is known for tech and gadgets and gizmos, and Tim is known for health and books and ideas. And so ultimately, it's just the idea of things that have come across mine and Deb's desk or computer as of late that we thought were interesting enough that we would share with you. Oftentimes they talk about things they bought, like they might say, hey, what's something under $100 that they bought that has been really a game changer for them that they want to tell people about. It could be something health related. In my world, that's going to be a lot of it. So I think what you're going to find is this is going to be a lot of Todd and Deb for those of you who know us and have known us for a long time. And these are some of the things when you peel back the curtain that we're just not going to talk about on a normal conversation, but that we have the opportunity here to share with you. It won't be a long show, so that's good news for those of you who are like, oh my gosh, what is this going to be? And I think these will get better over time because I know I'm prepared for this, Deborah. I actually have a list that I've got of some ideas, but I don't know if you do or not. But
no, because I thought part of the random show was like whatever randomly pops into your mind. But I do have some things that like are coming to mind.
Let's just throw it out there then. I mean, why would I throw out something I got prepared if you have something that randomly just popped in your head?
So depending on when you're watching this, we recently had the Super Bowl, and I think this is correct. I heard it this morning on, I think it was The Ticket. They said there wasn't a touchdown scored until the fourth quarter. Is that right?
That is accurate. There was definitely, all the people around me were like, has there ever been a Super Bowl with no touchdowns? And apparently there was it didn't quite go to the historical mark. I forgot what it was, 12 minutes into the fourth quarter, they scored. But there was just a bunch of field goals. I voted for the kicker of the Seahawks to be the MVP because he kicked all these field goals. They were crushing on the field goals, but it was definitely a defensive battle.
So it made me think, just with success and winning now, are you willing to be patient for long enough and do the right activities that could still maybe win a game, but to win a Super Bowl? Do you have, they call it dark defense. Is that what they call it? The Seahawks? I don't know where that came about. What is dark?
Yeah, because they used to be like the Legion of Doom. And so they had to come up with they were trying to come up with some new scary sounding nickname for their defense.
So I was thinking dark defense goes in line with what we recorded last time for the last episode of protecting your time and protecting your day and making sure you have the right activities. And by all means, don't let anything interfere with that. So then you can create the offense strategy. But if you don't have the defense, it's really hard to have the offense.
No, I think that's totally true. And I feel I talked about it in that podcast about Win by Now. When it comes to intentionality, it goes both ways. It's what am I going to be intentional to do and make sure I'm prepared with those things to do. But more importantly, then how do I block out the stuff that I don't want? And so there's a lot of tech gadgets for it. There's literally apps you can buy for your computer that turn everything off except for one or two apps for an hour, and you can just sit there and focus. I've never done something like that. I have enough of a discipline to do it, but I always start out with stuff like that, hiding out and really trying to you want to make it easy, right? So that you don't wear yourself out. I think that's really it. I think for me, rest and recovery is so important. So one of my things that I did random was one of my best purchases for $100, under 100. Last podcast, the last time we recorded, I actually brought it upstairs. I didn't bring it up this time, but it's my Manta eye mask. Do you sleep in an eye mask?
No. What? Please put your man card in an envelope and ship it to me ASAP.
It's
Because what?
I
You
have
sleep in an eye
I
mask?
sleep in an eye mask because it's one of the things for sleep is darkness. Like people have all these lights on in their house,
Oh, I thought
all this
I was
stuff.
thinking like an iPad, like a
No,
mask, face mask.
no, if you've got a good mask to make my skin look younger and less wrinkly, please knock it out. I'm not using
That's
the
what I
Zoom filters
thought
here. These
you.
are my real wrinkles. All right, well, that's good. I feel better.
Oh,
No,
so
I
you
block
like,
out the dark. And so I
yeah,
can't, like, I'm super sensitive. I thought there was no way I could sleep in something like that. When you fly to Europe, they give you like an eye mask in a little bag, and I put it on my head, and I
never
couldn't do
flown to
it.
Europe, so
I
don't
couldn't do
know.
it. Yeah, it's one of those things
One
that
of these
is,
days.
I'm really good with points. Maybe we'll do a show once on points and how to
Yeah.
use them. But I use my points to buy business class so I can lay down flat. That's my wife's
Oh,
thing. And then they give you like a little packet. It's got like an eye mask in it. It's got a toothbrush in there so you don't have bad breath when you wake up in the morning. They give you some socks so your feet are warm. You can take your shoes off while you're sleeping. It's very
it
nice.
can't be comfortable. That mattress or whatever you're laying on, it's got to be like a jail cell.
It I haven't been in a jail cell, but I'm guessing it probably is pretty close.
Yeah.
It is probably pretty close. But I always think about that. Like, what are the things that I bought that have
Hmm.
actually had an impact on my life? And I did see Jeremy Forcier wearing one in one of his year and like montage of his photos. He had the same one as me, a purple Manta eye
Oh.
mask. I bought like the professional level, like a executive one. It's like Cool Max material. It's nice, but I was thinking about it last night that I was like, okay, what do I need to have in a travel kit just in case? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have an eye mask in there, and like the spare one, or at least the free one from the planes that I always throw away afterwards. I should keep one of those just in case I travel and don't have it. Because like I stayed at my mom's house recently, and it's just I sleep in the den basically. There's no doors, and so there's just out that great outdoors out there, and it's bright. Like there's no way I could sleep if I didn't have an eye mask. So that was.
If I had to think, so, oh, where is my?
So what's your best buy of $100 that or
That's what
less that you bought?
I bought. Apparently, TikTok Shop knows how to target me, but there's a
That is
Mellow
shocking.
pillow. It's
Yeah,
called
Mellow
Mellow.
pillow. Yeah,
I don't know if it was less than $100, but I'm a side sleeper, which then creates like the whole neck issue.
yeah.
And this pillow is like a cloud. Now, I did just recently also buy their comforter and I was disappointed. And it is really soft and cool, but it's too thick for Dallas, Texas. I should have gone with their blanket, but this Mellow pillow, like if you sleep, whether you're a back sleeper, side sleeper, the way that it's shaped and how cool it keeps things, this is probably my
Well,
best.
we're on the sleep thing, right? Last time I talked about what are the three things that have to nail every day in order for me to perform at my best, and sleep is at the top of that list. And the other thing I travel with is a purple. It's like the color purple, but it's a brand of mattress. I
Oh,
travel with a
yes.
purple travel pillow, and I had forgotten it though. Like I bought it 2 years ago, and I've taken it everywhere with me. I put it in my backpack, so if they lose my suitcase, I still have it. And then my last two trips, I actually forgot it. I was shocked. I'm like, not one trip, but then two trips, I forgot my purple travel pillow.
Let me tell you, I
Um,
bought the purple king size pillow and I was kind of disappointed. Like, so I went with this Mellow one off TikTok Shop. I'm like, I have tried so many different ones because I also sometimes will go on like where I sleep on my stomach and I do the leg that's half up, which everything I've seen was sleeping, probably when I'm on your Instagram account because I see all these like biohacking and sleep stuff that I'm like, oh, that's like the worst position to sleep in apparently. But I've tried a lot of different pillows and one of them was the purple one.
I use that, and then I recently one of my friends and mentors is Brett Tanner. He leads the Be Wealthy group, and Brett is very opinionated on the things that work for him. And he actually may or may not have been on an airplane next to the guy that runs the company Purple, and he's like, we have the best mattress and pillows. And he's like, I actually got the best mattress, but only the second best pillow. He loves the Sleep 8 pillow. So that was my other really expensive holiday gift. I bought it on the Black Friday sale for my wife and I, a Sleep 8 cover for my bed and a pair of Sleep 8 pillows. It took me a while. Brett's like, you got to give it 2 weeks on the pillow, but I used to like start with it and then switch back to my Purple, but now I'm sleeping with the Sleep 8 pillow. And but it's really the Sleep 8 mattress cover is a game changer. We're not cool enough yet to have a podcast deal with them. Eventually, we're going to have sleep8.com/win now, and you'll be able to get a discount, but we're not there yet. But if you like us and subscribe and share, maybe we will be soon. We'll be able to save you money on lots of things, but it's like runs like it has a temperature gauge, like it automatically adjusts to so that you don't move around as much. And I would say for me, it hasn't been a game changer other than when I'm cold because my family loves the house really freaking freezing. I can turn the heat on my bed, but it's got a different temperature for Tara's side. And Tara's like, yeah, whatever. She knows I buy all these gadgets and gizmos. And I talked about this for a year before I bought it. And for her, it's a game changer. Like literally, I can't get it. Like in the mornings, I sneak out now because she's used to get up before me. Now she sleeps because hers is like -5 and mine is on like +5. I sleep with my side super hot and she sleeps with her side super cold. So it's an interesting thing, but that's like you want to talk about the other sleep hack for us. It was absolutely the Sleep 8 cover.
Look into that. You don't do like the grounding pad?
No, you know what? I don't know a lot of people outside of Instagram, people who talk about it, who like when you follow all the health people, they don't talk about the grounding thing that much. Like Huberman talks about getting up and seeing the sun in the morning when you wake up. And he says standing outside on the ground. So he mentions that sort of, but he doesn't say that is something that's proven or anyone. I just haven't heard any of the biohacker people. So if any of you have read a great article on it, certainly shoot it my way. But I did get a lot of those before the holidays of grounding sheets, the grounding sheets and the grounding blankets, but we don't have that. We just have our new Purple mattress with our Sleep 8, with our Sleep 8 pillows and my Purple travel pillow and my Manta under $100 eye mask.
My most expensive purchase, I would say, I haven't told you this yet, Todd, would be car insurance. You know why? Because my daughter just got in her second accident.
I saw the first one, and everyone was okay in the second accident too?
Yes, but we don't even have her car out of the shop. So she was driving my car. I'm still driving the rental. And it was just, she was pulling into a parking lot, 6:30 in the morning for a volleyball tournament. The night before was terrible games in a row. So she just was like real distraught. And the coach was in the car, not her coach, was coach of another team. And this lady's like cussing her out. And I was like, whatever you do, tell her don't file an insurance claim because we'll probably get dropped. And of course, that coach wasn't going to go for it with some 16-year-old trying to like convince her that we'll just pay cash for whatever the damage is. And she had Escalades. That's all damaged. Like, because I guess she pulled in and then she was like nervous. So then she went backwards. And I'm like, oh, so you hit it twice.
Yeah.
So, hit number 2 for the firstborn, 16 in 30 days.
So that's my random finance tip, right? Reshop your insurance. Always. I think it's really important just because insurance costs are so crazy right now. And I think people forget it's just so easy just to let it renew and it goes up 10% every year, but there could be competition with the same coverage that, you might be able to get away with that. We've got a great insurance agent referral. Anyone on the West Coast needs a good insurance agent, let me know. I got a great referral. You can shop it around a bunch of different places, and if you're on the East Coast or somewhere else and you are an insurance agent, listen to this, shoot me over your info. Great. We'll put you on that referral list. But I do think it's kind of like the whole idea when people have the subscriptions on auto. Like I was just so mad recently that I found a subscription I was paying for something we stopped using 6 months ago. And I really thought I had stopped it. But in the end, I couldn't find any email or anything of me trying to cancel it. So I had to do it, but it's $42 a month. So I spent another $250 a month that I didn't, for something I knew I wasn't using, that I intentionally had canceled because I hadn't used it for the 6 months before that. So I think when it comes to the health and wealth part, right, sleep is important, but I think it's just these other things that we just forget about. Like we got HBO through our Hulu subscription, but we also were paying for HBO separately direct. I'm like, okay, and that's probably just because someone was in a hurry, won't mention any names in my family, and they couldn't get onto it. And they're like, oh my gosh, we don't have it. I'll just subscribe, versus realizing you have to go in through Hulu to get to it and you're fine. It's just, it was a different username and password.
We're going to have to invite Tara to one of these random shows just so she can also give some random facts about you, Todd.
Oh, you know what? I don't know that the two of you sitting there roasting me for half an hour is anywhere on my bingo card. Like, I think that
sounds great.
That would be, but maybe, I think if you said, is Tara ever going to get on a podcast? I would say no. But if it was to maybe roast me, then you never know. She might
Spill the
be
tea,
willing to do
girl.
that. She may be willing. She may be willing to do that. All right, we just have a couple more minutes till we got to kick you off because I know you've got an appointment. What about like a great like book? Like, what was your top book of 2025 or top books?
Probably the one about how AI is changing the way we market to consumers. It was really
That
fascinating to
That
read.
does sound fascinating, but that sounds super boring. But that's why I think it's really good. And for people that don't know, right, you've all been all about social media, but as AI and AI search becomes a thing, truly you're the expert now that I turn to because you've taken more classes, read more books, and done more on that.
It was scary to even he had there was like 200 futurists that they had interviewed and where consumers could become or get to because of the cognitive laziness, almost like muscle apathy, I think that's what they call it. We're like humans, we're going to get tired if we have to like think on our own too much because of where they think everything's headed with automations, and the automations will then spoon feed you like here's exactly what you should do and here are the top people. Like they just won't know how to critically think. So it makes me go back to like when you're in school and you're learning how to do long division and we're like, why do we have to know this? Let's just use a calculator. It's part of just knowing how to critically think and being able to approach things from multiple different angles.
Do you think that's why the kids who all hate AI are really into game playing now? Like physical old school games?
I just think that's an industry, man, that we need to get into, Todd. But I don't know. I don't, but that's AI. A lot of the algorithms in the games are AI. I
It's
also think the gaming is a great way that kids now connect. As much as I fight it with my kids, you do have to be careful of the dark
That's
webs.
online. That's online gaming,
Oh
right?
yeah,
This
that's what I was
I'm,
talking
I'm
about.
talking like old school gaming. No,
Yeah,
I'm talking old
yes.
school gaming. Like my kids who are in their 20s and 30, 20, mid 20s to 30, not 30s plus yet, but they and their friends, they'll get together and they'll do game night and it's
Yes.
games I've never heard of. So we do a lot of game playing in our family. And that's really interesting. But yeah, if we could do games like that, like you're talking about, that would be amazing if we were making money on
I
video.
mean, it's the whole unplugging, and I think the younger demographics who've been marketed to since birth, like if you think about it, since the internet has been out and there's been ads, there used to be the Yahoo ads at the top, like they are so desensitized to it where they don't want to be marketed to. And they've started to now realize when they do unplug how they mentally are just better humans. And I see it with my own kids when they're playing the video games and like I'll watch the games and it's the lights and the movement and it's all this distraction that they're overstimulated that as soon as you take it off, they're like, oh, it's just like full blown addiction. And they turn into like crack addicts where I'm like, dude, you need to simmer down, get off the crack cocaine. Let's just zen. And they're like, I'm so bored.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. So I'll say this, mine were around money,
Mm.
surprisingly, right? And growth. I love Benjamin Hardy's book, Science of Scaling, right? I thought it was really a
Mm.
game changer for anyone who's a planner. If you're a business planner and you're really trying to do big things over like long-term goals, that's a great book for you to read. But I really also enjoyed Art of Spending Money by Ryan Housel. He wrote, is his first name Ryan? No, I'm drawing a blank on it. Morgan Housel. I'm like, wait, that didn't sound right. Morgan Housel. He wrote The Psychology of Money. His new one's The Art of Spending Money. I'd never read The Psychology of Money, so I actually read those back to back backwards. But it's just really fascinating how he thinks about it and how other people do things. And so I think oftentimes we're judgmental, and that just gave me the ability to pause and put myself in someone else's shoes and maybe think about things a little bit differently. Oh, I have that book. Someone gave me that book. I have not read it yet.
So I'm like a fourth of the way through, but I've really started to
Tell people
enjoy
what it
it.
is. You showed it, but some people are listening
Oh,
to us.
it's called The Creative Act, A Way of Being, and it's by Rick Rubin, but you haven't read it yet. So I'm on page 63.
All
So
right.
I
I'll
just
read it.
got to
I'll
Memories in the
I'll commit.
Subconscious.
I'll make that my morning reading book because I've
Yeah,
been
good.
listening to a lot of books. So I've been listening. All right, this is a short version of the random show. We would love your feedback on it. Deborah will come prepared next time with some things. Other things that we can talk about is things that I'm trying, like maybe it could be technology or other things, what I'm looking forward to, maybe some shows you've been watching, just
Oh, I
other
do.
things,
Can I
movies
say a show?
you can, but you're like up against your clock.
Hey, I put in buffer time.
All right, good.
The Beast in Me. Have you watched that?
The Beast of Me. No, I have not watched it.
I'm not usually like into thriller. It's on Netflix and it's
Okay.
not a sports documentary, which is also surprising for me. I don't usually get on shows, but The Beast in Me is pretty good.
The Beast in Me or The Beast and Me? All right, The Beast in Me. All right, I like that. All right, I'm going to hold back my show recommendations for next time, but I'll
Okay.
check out The Beast in Me.
Yes.
But ultimately, the fun part for us here is to just share some other things because the bottom line is this. When I've listened to shows like this, the other one I listened to is called Roll On by Rich Roll, and he gets on there with his right hand sidekick. I forget his name. I'm embarrassed about that. But the guy that he does it with is the guy who narrates David Goggins' books with him. So if you listen to David Goggins' Audible books, it's the guy who interviews him and goes back and forth. His name is Adam something. All right, I'll make sure I have that. But they do one too. But what I find is when you hear other people who are thinkers that are like-minded, right? You're listening to their podcast. You obviously think that you like how Deb and I think. It's fun to hear what they've have stumbled upon, that what surprised them, what they're interested in doing. And so that's really our goal. Our goal is just to give a peek back the curtain. But my hope for you is that you will find something that you hadn't thought about before and give it a shot. And hopefully that you'll also share with us something that you found that we might then turn around and use and then share on a future show with everybody else. But the bottom line is we're all in this together. We can all learn and grow from each other.
I love it. And so now all you have to do is win now.
When now it is. Thanks so much. Give it a share if you know someone else who might think our random ideas were amazing. Maybe your significant other who you've been trying to get to buy a Sleep 8 mattress or a Mellow pillow like Deborah has off of TikTok. Bottom line is we're super grateful for you. And if you could just do us that one small favor and give us a subscribe, that would be amazing.
Have a good day.